Hey guys, it's Elena.
And it's Candace.
And you're listening to Cousins on Crime.
We have a lot of new listeners.
We do.
Should we just say hi to them real quick? Hi. Thanks for being here. I'm so glad you found our podcast and thanks for listening.
I know. You don't know what it does to me every time I see a new name pop up.
I know. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool seeing all the different countries and
yes.
Yeah. So we've just had an influx of listeners lately and
yes.
That's really cool.
Thank you for listening and saying hi. A lot of y'all are messaging in and I love it.
Giving lots of case suggestions.
Yes. Thank you for doing that. We'll get to your cases. And also while we're talking about it, just so you know, on Instagram, I've noticed that we're not getting messages in real time. Like I'll look at the hidden messages and it's like, oh, you received this 4 weeks ago.
Always have to look at the hidden messages.
Yeah.
Why did they hide them?
I don't know, but there's several people that we've responded to like weeks afterwards.
Yeah.
So we're not
sorry about that.
We're not ignoring you. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we really do try to look every day or every other day at our messages.
And then there's like this requested messages section.
Yeah.
That doesn't show up. You have to click on it and I don't know. It's just it is strange.
Just know that we don't have someone watching our socials.
It's just us.
It's us.
We do not have a team. We write our own stories and research our own stories and
so we're not ignoring you. But I love that you're writing in, so keep on doing it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I love that you're here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
So what's up? What's new with you, Candace?
The sky.
Yeah.
What's up?
It's going to be raining when you leave, I think.
Yeah. Chris, okay, I got to tell you this. When Chris brought in these gallons of potatoes, pounds? Whatever measurement of potatoes, it reminded me of Hazel. I told you that they are really into SpongeBob right now and the Plankton movie.
Yeah.
And in the Plankton movie, he gets a potato and a calculator and makes a robot.
Okay.
And so on the way home from school today, Hazel was like, we should make a robot.
Okay.
With a potato and a calculator. She's like, you'll have to do the wires because I don't want to get electrocuted.
Oh, at least she knows that. That's good for her.
So I was like, yeah.
Well, we'll have to see if Chris can do without one potato.
We have some. Okay. We've got some. And I'm scared that she's just going to try to do it on her own.
She would.
Yeah.
No, she's a smart gal.
She's funny. They're funny. Now look at potatoes. Never the same. Never the same.
Yeah. I can make something out of this.
Exactly.
Did you know that you can mail a potato? Like like you can write a note on a potato and put a postage stamp on it.
Now, isn't a stamp for flat things?
I don't know. This is just what I've heard. Okay. I might be lying. I've heard that you can mail a potato without putting it in an envelope.
Try it. Let's try it.
Okay.
Okay. I want our listeners to send, if you want a potato, send us your address and we will pick one of you and we're going to try and mail the potato.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see if it goes through. Seriously, we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Okay. I like the idea.
Yep. I don't know what condition it'll be in.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to you, like, I don't know.
We'll write a note on it.
Yeah.
But maybe a smiley face.
We'll sign it.
Sure.
You could peel the skin and maybe preserve it in time. I don't know. Let's try it, Lena.
Okay. We'll do it.
Okay. You said we could do it, so
yeah, I'm not sure if we could do it overseas.
Lena is quivering in her boots now.
I shouldn't have said that. Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and it has to be somebody in the U.S. because I think that with tariffs and everything these days, like who knows?
Oh, you just had to go political.
I mean, who knows what that's gonna be like? Anyways, what you got?
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
Enough about
potatoes. Yeah, potato. Today we're gonna talk about Art Rozendal.
Go on.
In 2005, Art Rozendal, he was 44 years old. He was a steel worker.
Oh.
And he married the love of his life.
Oh. Was her name Caroline?
No, it was Brenda.
Oh, okay.
Brenda. That's a good one. Yeah.
Good one.
They married in 1982 after dating for 3 years.
Oh.
And they had 2 sons, Neil and Jordan. They lived in Hamilton, Ontario in Canada.
Nice.
And he was a laid-back kind of guy. But he knew how to make his family and his friends laugh. He just knew how to have fun.
Did he have a dry sense of humor?
I'm not sure. Looking at him,
strikes me as a dry sense of humor guy, which is the funniest type of humor.
Exactly. So looking at his pictures, yes, he looks exactly that. That's funny that you would say that. He was a car guy. He actually fixed up his own, or one of his first old cars that he fixed up was when he was just a preteen, like 11 years old. And from then it just grew into a passion.
Yeah.
Art worked as a steel worker at Steelco, and he worked hard, but he loved his family harder.
Oh.
In 1991, Brenda had 2 brain aneurysms.
Oh my gosh.
Which left Art to give Brenda CPR at one time.
Bless him.
Yeah, and it saved her life.
Wow. Thank God he was there.
I know. This gave them both a new passion for life and for family. And just for love in general.
Mm-hmm.
They renewed their vows after all that.
I can imagine everything changes after something like that.
You just want to put your grip on them and never let them go. In the documentary on a YouTube channel called Real Crime, his son Neil and Brenda talked about how fun Art made life.
Oh.
One Valentine's Day, he dressed up as a knight in shining armor for Brenda. And another time he took Brenda outside, still wearing their pajamas, and danced by the lamppost.
Oh, Daniel, why haven't you done any of these things for me?
I know. Just, you got to learn. Come on.
I mean, come on. Step it up.
So there was a sports bar in town called O'Grady's Roadhouse. The locals would go hang out and play pool, listen to music, maybe dance a little. January 14th of 2005, it was a Friday, and after work that day, they decided to go have a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was after Christmas, and Art and Brenda hadn't seen some of their friends in a while, so they, along with Neil, ventured out in negative 16 degrees.
Oh, no, absolutely
and
not.
Snowy weather. And Art and Neil played pool for a little while once they got there. At 10:30 p.m., Neil had to leave to go pick up Jordan, his brother, from work, but he was going to come right back.
Okay.
At that time, Art went to the bar and was talking with a friend, and Brenda went ahead and went to the dance floor with a friend.
Okay, Brenda, get out there, girl.
Yeah, she was
cut a rug.
Exactly. She was dancing out there waiting for Art. She was going to dance with her friend.
In his knight in shining armor.
Exactly. He was like, I'll have the next song. Yeah. So she just went to dance with a friend while she waited for him. So after talking with the friend before the next song came on, Art got up and he went to the restroom. A few minutes go by, and one of the waitresses come to Brenda in a hurry on the dance floor and told her that Art had been beaten up. Like, it just all happened so fast.
What? He just went to the bathroom.
Yeah. And so confused, she hurried to him and was shocked at what she saw.
Oh.
She thought she would walk up on Art and see a bloody...
a black eye?
Yeah, black eye, bloody nose. But it was much worse than that.
Oh my gosh.
His whole face was swollen and bloodied. Blood coming from his mouth, his nose, his left ear.
Oh my gosh.
He was laying on the floor, lifeless.
The ear is not good when you start bleeding from the ear.
I know.
That's, no.
He wasn't breathing.
Oh God, no.
And so it was Brenda's turn to perform CPR on her husband. She wasted no time. She started performing CPR on Art, the love of her life.
Oh.
Someone from O'Grady's had called emergency services and told the dispatcher that Art didn't have a pulse. They're like, you need to get here.
Oh my gosh.
Paramedics and police arrived and did everything that they could to help Art. But he was pronounced dead at 11:14 p.m.
My gosh, that's in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, like I'm telling you,
what happened?
It went so fast. They get there at 10:30, and now at 11:14, he's pronounced deceased. Detectives Peter Abi-Rashed and Greg Jackson and Mike Maloney quickly started their investigation and questioned everyone that was at the bar that night, which was over 50 people.
Wow.
Of course, Brenda and Neil were brought in for questioning, and Detective Maloney was asking things like, did Art do drugs? Do you know who did this? Were there money issues? Were there marriage problems?
Yeah, all the questions. You just have to ask everything.
Right. And so, of course, you start with family first.
Mm-hmm.
He asked Neil why he left the bar early. Like, I think that was kind of insinuating that maybe he set this up.
Right.
And had something to do with it. But they answered all questions.
Yeah.
And the detective was content and confident that Brenda and Neil were both telling the truth in all of the answers that they gave. After all, Brenda did give her best effort at performing CPR on Art. And there's witnesses at the bar
that they weren't even with him at the time.
So looking at the crime scene, they noticed that the restroom was down a long hallway.
Oh.
Away from the bar area where everyone was congregated.
Mm-hmm.
So not only was it an area where no one else could have seen what was going on, but the music and the talking and the laughing would have all muffled most of the sound of a struggle.
Right. And I'm wondering if it was near like an exterior door, because you know how like when you're at a restaurant or something, there's like another door that either goes outside or goes to the back room or something right near the restrooms.
And I do believe there was a door leading outside. I'm not positive on that.
I might be just jumping all over the place. I'm just trying to solve it in real time.
No, that is a good point. But one man at the bar told detectives that he walked down the hallway at the moment that Art was being attacked when he saw 3 black men standing over him while Art was on the floor in a fetal position.
Oh my gosh.
So 2 of the men were beating and kicking him while the third man was just standing back watching.
Jeez.
The witness said that he saw that one of the men kicking Art had a silver grill in his mouth.
Ooh.
He took a few more kicks to Art's head, and then he quickly walks by the eyewitness and shoved him into the wall and kept walking as the other 2 men followed him out of the bar.
Wow. So the guy just stood there?
Yeah.
And watched?
Like he walks.
Like frozen.
Yeah. He walks around the corner, sees it happening. The guy kicks him 2 more times and then walks.
Like before he could even react.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's so scary.
When the other people who were in the bar that night were asked about this group of 3 men, they knew exactly who they were talking about.
Oh.
These guys had been loud, and I mean, you could just tell they were troublemakers.
Oh, man.
These guys were actually playing pool at the table right next to Art and Neil.
Gotcha. So Art was going for the blue stripe in the pocket when he stuck the cue a little too far in between one of the other guy's legs.
Well, that's what it could sound like.
Okay, this sounds like he was a bit triggered.
It could sound, yeah. I could see where you would get that.
Okay.
So, but Neil said that they had no trouble with them.
Like they didn't even talk to them?
So when they were playing, it was all cordial. They only spoke to the guys a couple of times, and it was just about the pool game. Like, oh, I'm sorry, am I in your way?
Right.
Or do you need to take your shot? Let me move, kind of thing. You know, sometimes those tables are a little
they're
too
really close together.
Yeah. A couple people saw the three guys arguing amongst themselves just before they went to the restroom. It just didn't make sense why they would be arguing with each other and then go to the restroom and attack Art.
Right.
So now on to the next step for the detectives to find these three guys. Annette Hughes, the forensic detective for the Hamilton Police Department, and now this was her first case as a lead forensic detective.
Jeez.
She went to the hospital and collected the evidence from Art's body, such as his clothing, as well as photographs of his body. She saw 2 areas with a specific mark on Art's body. One mark in the middle of his back was 2 circles with lines around the circles. A mark on his side was a series of lines, just dark lines. Some were longer than others, some were shorter. And I'll be posting these pictures as well so you can see. But Detective Hughes then went to the bar to see if she could make sense of where did these marks come from? Could it have been something from there, like on the wall, or was he pushed up against something? In the hallway where the attack occurred, she saw cigarette butts along with trash left by the paramedics. But she scanned the area in the hallway looking for anything that matched the markings on Art's body, and nothing stood out. However, on the floor, she did find a clue. It was a necklace chain with a dog tag that said Damien P. on it.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
God.
You left something here.
I mean,
so a patrolling officer was driving around, and they knew the description of the men that they were looking for. And I would say by divine intervention, the grace of God,
hallelujah.
He saw a 6-foot black male wearing dark clothing, and he could see that he had a silver grill on his top teeth. Officer Groombridge asked the guy for his ID. The guy asked if he was under arrest, and the officer said yes.
Who says that?
It's like,
can I see your ID? Am I under arrest?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds pretty defensive to
right? Me. And so Officer Groombridge was like, yes, in hopes that he wouldn't walk or run away. He's like, I've got, what do I do here? So it was just all like, a quick answer. But the guy started to struggle with Officer Groombridge.
And now he's got cause.
Right. Absolutely. What a dodo. So the officer was able to get the guy's hands behind his back and arrest him.
Wow.
The man's name is Cairo Sparks.
Okay.
Detective Hughes went to the holding cell and asked Cairo for his clothing. Now, last week when you told us about a suspect in the case, about how mad he got, made me think of this guy. Okay. He was belligerent. Like he was just irate. Anyway, we'll get there. She noticed that he had blood on his boots. Cairo told her, "You can forget it. It's not happening."
What?
Yeah, he was punching the walls. He's like, "You're not getting my clothes." He was spitting towards the door at her. She warned him, "If you don't calm down, we will use the taser."
Don't tase me, bro.
And he dared her. He said, "Bring it on."
Oh.
He said, "It doesn't scare me." And he claimed that he had been shot before, so he could, I guess he thought he could just handle anything.
Okay.
A couple of the officers came to the cell and gave him another chance to give his clothes willingly. But he got so irate and violent that they had to use the taser on him.
Wait, did they let the female police officer tase him?
I don't think so.
Oh, that would have been the only fair thing to do.
I think
to let her do it.
Right. She probably stood back and was like, "Have at it, boys."
Oh, man, I would have wanted to do it myself after he dared me.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when the taser hit him, the metal grill in his mouth popped out.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think of that.
Yes. It cut his mouth, and so his mouth was bleeding. But the grill landed right in front of Detective Hughes' feet. And she's like, she bent down, she picks it up. She's like, "I'll take that."
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she had gloves on, but
I hope so.
Yeah. She's like, "I'll take that." And she bagged it into evidence. After being tased twice, a second time, he calmed down and they were able to get his clothes and boots from him.
Good Lord. So he hadn't been booked. He hadn't been booked. He had just been arrested and stuck in a cell.
Right.
So they were trying to take off all his clothes.
Yes, for their evidence, because they knew. I mean, he had blood on his boots. Like they knew they had to get this.
Yeah, and now they have his DNA.
Yeah, exactly.
No need to ask for that.
Yeah, thank you. While the blood on the boots was being tested, detectives went to talk to Cairo in the interview room. This is where they informed him that his charges were being escalated from assault to second-degree murder.
Wow.
Because the man that he had beaten up ended up dying.
Mm-hmm.
And Cairo played dumb, saying, "What man? What murder?" He says, "I wasn't there. It wasn't me."
Okay.
Detectives even had a photo lineup made up with Cairo in the group of men, but none of the witnesses at the bar could point him out. Now, I will note he wasn't smiling in the picture. Yeah, so detectives were sure that if he was smiling and the witnesses could see the silver grill, that they could point him out.
Right.
So this tactic didn't work. Detectives were still pressing Cairo, trying to get him to give up his other two accomplices with him the night of the murder. Police were still on the lookout for those two. Well, another hit came.
Oh.
The DNA on the boot did not match Art's DNA.
Oh, no.
But they were not done digging. They knew that Cairo was one of the guys. I'm having
deja vu from last week.
Right.
Yeah.
So the description of this man, his behavior, they just couldn't let it go.
Right.
They eventually found out that Cairo Sparks belonged to a gang called the Kings.
Oh.
So they start looking for other members of the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
One member that they knew of was Corey McLeod. Corey already had a record for assault.
As you do.
Shocker. Detectives are like, "Okay, bring me Corey McLeod."
Mm-hmm.
As the officers are looking Corey up in the system, they see that he's already in Maplehurst Detention Center behind bars. So maybe he doesn't have anything to do with this after all.
Okay.
The family came on TV and made a plea along with Crime Stoppers for anyone with any information or tips to call in. And it helped.
Oh.
Someone called in and said that they saw two guys fitting the description of the suspects at 2 p.m. that Friday of the murder.
Okay.
Close to O'Grady's Roadhouse. So detectives checked CCTV at a place called No Frills close by. And who do they see?
Really?
Cairo Sparks and Corey McLeod.
What?
That's in my notes. What?
But he's
supposed to be in jail.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So, come to find out, the day and night of the murder, Corey was wanted for another crime and had a warrant out for his arrest.
Oh, that old chestnut.
He turned himself in the next day.
Oh my gosh.
What a perfect way to...
What a perfect crime.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, was he smart enough to say, oh, this can be my alibi? Or was he just like,
dude, I was here the entire time.
Exactly. Or was he just like, let me do one more crime. Let me kill somebody
they just
and then
can't
I'll
help
go.
themselves.
Yeah, right. Also in the video, you could see Corey wearing dog tags. And come to find out, Corey had a nickname given to him by his girlfriend. And that nickname is Damien P. Same name on the dog tags found at the crime scene.
Damien P.
I don't know why.
I was about to say, I don't want to know.
I don't either. Sounds stupid.
It does sound stupid.
So now they wanted to test DNA on the dog tags to confirm that it was in fact Corey wearing the dog tags. And that would put him at the scene of the crime. Another smart idea of the detectives was to interview the visitors coming in to see Cairo in jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
I know.
Yeah, I like it.
Light bulb go off. That's smart. So one of them was Cairo's girlfriend, Katrina. She lived in an apartment just 500 feet from O'Grady's Roadhouse.
Wow.
Oh, and her roommate, Sherry, was dating Corey.
Ay.
But the girls would not give any information to the police. All of a sudden, the girls found it necessary to move out of the apartment.
Why?
Why?
Where are you going so fast?
Yeah. So everything was cleared out. This could have been a big loss for detectives. Whatever evidence was in the apartment was now gone. But another thing happened, but for the grace of God. There were garbage bags left outside.
Oh my God.
These
this
girls.
Group of people.
They
all
thought they were
belonged
smart
together.
Right? They thought they were smart. So these detectives, they weren't afraid to get their hands dirty.
No.
The first bag that they went through had receipts with Katrina's name on it. So obviously it was confirmed that this was her trash. Also in the bag was a pair of shoes.
Oh?
The soles of the shoes were an exact match to the pattern, the odd shaped marking on Art's back.
Oh my gosh.
They knew that this was the murder weapon. But who was wearing the shoes?
Right.
Search warrants were obtained to search the new home of Katrina and Sherry. They found a duffel bag belonging to Corey. Inside was a letter with the word red rum.
What?
You should see her face. Yes, Candace.
Who are these people?
No, it gets worse.
How?
Okay, listen. There was a sketch of 3 stick figure people wearing crowns like kings. And the stick figures were stomping on another stick figure that was lying on the ground, much like the scene at the bar.
Okay. All right.
Katrina and Sherry were arrested and charged with accessory after the fact to murder.
Good.
Yeah. So not only did they have all this circumstantial evidence, the DNA evidence was unfolding too.
Ooh.
DNA on the dog tags matched Corey and Art.
Oh, poor Art.
Right. The shoe print that matched the mark on Art's back, Corey's DNA was on that shoe. Cairo's DNA was found on a glass at O'Grady's from the night of the murder, placing him there at the scene. March 9th of 2005, Corey was charged. A paid informant with ties to the gang gave police the name of the third man that was there with Cairo and Corey, and the informant gave an explanation of what set the beating off.
Right.
I don't have the name of the third man. I didn't see it on any of the reports. I'm assuming he wasn't charged because he was not doing the crime. So remember earlier I told you that the witnesses say the three guys were arguing at the pool table before going to the restroom. Okay, so they go to the restroom and Cairo and Corey are still arguing. Art walks in and gently puts his hand on Cairo's shoulder and says, "Hey, it's okay. Like, we don't need this. Like, it's okay, guys."
Sweet.
Trying to diffuse the situation. He's a lover, not a fighter.
Man.
The pugnacious and ill-tempered man that Cairo is, he could not control himself. He's a fighter, the absolute opposite of Art. He felt disrespected and he started punching Art. Corey jumped in. Art fell to the floor and they proceeded to kick him until the witness walked around the corner and saw what was going on. Ultimately, the defense offered a guilty plea for a lesser charge of manslaughter and the Crown accepted. I think with the agreement of Art's family.
Right. Well, they don't always get the agreement of the family.
Right.
I
think they agree.
I don't know. They're Canadians. Canadians are very cordial. But
Right.
here in America, sometimes we go behind the victim's family's back.
Yeah. So Cairo and Corey received, I don't even want to say this.
I don't want you to say it.
They received 11 years sentence.
Gross.
In prison. And they were released in 2015. And then in 2018, Cairo, he just couldn't behave himself.
They never can.
He was charged with numerous firearms offenses, including unauthorized possession of a firearm and careless use of a firearm. On June 9th, police were told that 3 men and a woman had driven up to a residence and began to argue with someone there. Then a gunshot went off or was fired, and then the group of people fled. On September 12th of 2022, so I'm assuming I don't know if he did time for that or if the charges were dropped. Right. I don't know. But now we're jumping to 2022, September 12th. Around 1:30 a.m., Cairo was yelling while walking along a street in Waterloo. A man sitting with his wife on the second floor balcony of an apartment building told him,
"Shut up."
Like, go home.
Yeah.
It's 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. Go home. Be quiet. Cairo became enraged and climbed up the side of the building to the second floor balcony.
This guy is a rabid animal.
Right? The man and his wife quickly went into their apartment and Cairo followed them in.
Oh my God.
They attempted to calm him down and Cairo threatened them. So first the wife runs out of the apartment. Then the man runs out of the apartment and Cairo follows after them.
Jeez.
And so they were able to get away and eventually Cairo was arrested in a nearby parking lot. So
Lena, that's like zombies kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you're on your second floor balcony and then someone scales the building because you've said quiet down, pipe down, go home.
Obviously you don't tell this guy what to do.
Wow.
You don't tell Cairo to calm down.
Oh.
So in addition to his manslaughter conviction, Cairo has been convicted of robbery, assault, causing bodily harm, and assaulting a police officer.
Sure.
This last news from 2022 was the last I read about him. I'm not sure where he's at now.
But he's still out.
Assuming so. I really could not find anything else out about him. And as for Corey, I read that he is still getting into trouble. I don't have any report on him, but
guys,
this one snippet. So yeah, I'm just telling y'all so that y'all can be on the lookout in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like anything you say to these guys will trigger them, and we've seen the evil that comes out. Yeah.
Hopefully they don't hear this episode.
I know.
They'll track us down.
Jesus. No, I thought about that.
Come find me. Come find me.
Please don't.
I got a whole bunch of pounds of potatoes over here that I am ready to throw.
Yeah. So I don't know.
There
Wow.
are some people in this world that they are a landmine.
Yeah.
Waiting.
And these guys have proven over and over, and they still get to roam free.
I can't believe that after the weapons charges for felony, I mean, that was it was considered a felony, right? Manslaughter? That's a felony in Canada, right? Felonious? Yeah. I don't know. What? I mean, tell me, Canada.
I don't know. He served his 11 years, Candace.
Right, but it's the reoffending.
I know.
The habitual
How many times have we heard this? Where they get to get out and reoffend. To what point does it stop?
Well, they're untouchable is the thing. They feel like they're untouchable because they've gotten away with so much.
Right.
That they're like, there is no limit.
Well, and that's proven whenever he's talking to the female officer or to the forensic detective, and he's like,
"You're not getting my clothes."
Yeah.
Who says that?
Go ahead, tase me. I've been shot before. Like, he thinks he's
okay. 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow.
But back to Art. Can we all just be more like him?
Oh.
A happy, kind, and loving man who was a peacemaker and a productive member of society. And he took care of his family, and he loved everyone around him. I mean...
And it seems like he really just wanted these guys to get along and maybe stand there and talk to him. And
yeah,
that's the thanks he gets. It's always the best ones, isn't it?
I know. Ugh.
Art. I was thinking of this earlier, and I hate to say thank goodness for his wife's brain aneurysms, but I just feel like they were a gift to the pair. I mean, to see each other in a new light again, and to appreciate every moment that you have with someone and have a renewed sense of life with your partner because he was taken away way before he should have been. That she probably had all these beautiful memories with him that
so special.
Yeah. Just
let us just learn from that.
I know. I'm going to go home and give Daniel a kiss on the lips.
Do it.
And he's going to be like, what's that all about?
Don't ever do that again.
No, he chases me around the house. Are you kidding me?
I'm kidding.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, Art, I'm so glad that he found his love and that she found him, and they had some time together.
To
even
know
if
that
it wasn't
love in
forever.
life.
Yeah, to know that love.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that love.
Yeah.
Well, that was great. Let's do it again sometime.
Okay, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Cousins on Crime. Get connected with us by becoming a free member on our Patreon. Or for just $5 a month, you'll have access to bonus episodes, discussion groups, and much more. If you can't afford $5 a month, we get it. Inflation, am I right? Please consider leaving us a positive review and rating wherever you listen.
And don't forget merch. Support our podcast and show the love by sporting t-shirts with our latest designs, or grab an evidence bag to keep the chain of custody for all your valuables. Don't forget to follow our show on your favorite streaming app so you never miss an episode, and get photos and updates on our Instagram at Cousins on Crime Podcast or our Cousins on Crime Facebook page. Have a case suggestion? Email us at cousinsoncrime@gmail.com.